Welcome to the Business Information Buffet Podcast, also known as the BIB Podcast, where everybody eats, powered by the College of Southern Nevada. Each week, we'll be featuring business owners and entrepreneurs that will provide their personal recipes for business, powerful conversations, and knowledge of the business world. We amplify the stories of various backgrounds, cultures, and expertise. Our self-identity is as diverse as our social community. We cultivate a community of like-minded individuals that share their different perspectives, broadening our worldview. Are you ready? This is the BIB Podcast, where everybody eats.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Welcome back to the Business Information Buffet Podcast, also known as the BIB Podcast, where everybody eats, under the operation of the College of Southern Nevada here at the North Las Vegas campus for another fulfilling episode. I am your host, Tory, with our guest, with our host, well, not our host, our DJ Icebreak.
DJ Icebreak.
Man, you got me stumbling over my words today. Yeah. But we gonna make it. We gonna make it work today. Our episode today is called "Fulfilling Your Spirits and Your Pockets" with a special guest. Now, ladies, gentlemen, and today's guest is inspiring people to mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically fulfill your life, right? So our guest today is a full-time student at Colorado State University studying criminal justice. So salute to her. She is a full-time entrepreneur. She's an author of a book called Fulfilling. She sells merchandise, and she's a motivational speaker. That's what we're talking about. So now, ladies, gentlemen, and the motivating, the inspiring, and the driven author of Fulfilling, Myka Graham. How you doing, Queen? What's going on?
I'm doing great.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling fulfilling.
You feeling fulfilling? So talk about, give a little bit about you, Miss Myka. Where you from?
What would you like to know?
I want to know everything. Tell where you from, all that stuff. Tell us where you from, what led you to college. Tell us about you.
Okay, I'm from LA. I lived in Vegas for like a couple years. I've also lived in Houston for 1 year. I went to college out there originally at Texas Southern University, and then COVID happened, and I went back home to Cali, and I lived in Sacramento up north, and now I'm back in Vegas.
So you said you went to TCU? Mm-hmm. So would Drake and everything he said was true?
What'd he say?
You didn't hear the song at TCU?
I'm not a Drake fan.
Oh, wait a bonkers. Hold up. She says, okay, listen, I mean, Cole and Kendrick are my favorite off top. But at the same time, you don't like Drake?
I'm Lil Baby. But I like the features with Lil Baby and Drake.
Okay.
But I'm not a heavy Drake fan.
Got you. Yeah, because he had a song called TCU on his last album. So it made me think about that right off the top.
I like the song with Jay-Z better.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Got you. So you're from LA, went to Texas with the Texas Southern University. Mm-hmm. COVID happened. How was that transitioning from COVID going back home?
When I went back home, it was like the feeling of like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? Like everybody was stuck inside the house. It was like going through like anxiety and depression a little bit, because it was like, what am I supposed to do now? Mm-hmm. You know, I just felt like kind of stuck and stagnant. And I'm always used to, like, I travel a lot, so I'm used to being on the go. So when we was like in the house, right, it was like I felt locked up literally, and I did not like that. So
then, what motivated you from so did you write the book? Because you're author of a book called Fulfilling.
Correct.
So what inspired you to write Fulfilling?
I'll say what inspired me is my own obstacles within life and how I got over those obstacles and like how I cope with them on a day-to-day basis. Got you.
So if you don't mind, because I remember you saying off air that Lil Baby kind of just inspired you. Mm-hmm. So what about Lil Baby that inspired you to, and if for folks who don't know Lil Baby is one of the babies, but he's not the baby, he's Lil Baby.
Correct.
Got you.
Okay, so Lil Baby goes by his slogan 4PF, which is referring to your front pockets and your back pockets being filled up with money. So I took that same thing but flipped it around and did it with mental, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. So I still incorporated the financial part, but I made the other pockets to talk about your mind, basically.
Right.
And why he inspired me, he just gets me going. Like I've been listening to Lil Baby for years. Like when I listen to his music, it motivates me. It gets me in my bag. It gets me to accomplish my goals, and it just gives me that thrill.
Got you. So what skill sets from your experience in being in college at TCU and currently at Colorado State and being an entrepreneur prepared you to be a motivational speaker and author?
I would definitely say being consistent. Keep your word. Stand on what you say. And like without the work ethic from like school and stuff like that, being able to balance so much going on. Because like every time I was in school, I don't just stick to one thing. Like when I was in Texas Southern, I was also doing an internship for real estate.
Okay.
And I was also working at Raising Cane's at the time. And like managing school, like what I would say was just like write everything down. Like I'm a writer, so I always have to write something down. If I don't write nothing down, I will forget it. Like there's no way around that. I have to write stuff down.
Got you. Because I see you got your books right there.
Yeah, this keeps me together.
It keeps you organized? Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's talk about the book more. Okay. What got you to the point where you were like, let me write this out and let me talk about these different chapters? Because each chapter ties into each other, which is pretty cool. I haven't finished it all the way, but what I've noticed from start to finish, it all correlates.
So what did you want to know specifically?
Specifically, like how did...
like what was the process of it?
Yeah, the process of it,
so exactly. It was on 9/30/2019. I was in my English class. I always finish my homework like fast like that. I'm always the first person. And I was just writing down what I want to do. So first, the book was not even going to be fulfilling at first. It was like 4 pockets full. It's an essence of talking. And what was the other one? It was women empowerment. That was originally what I had wrote down, set out to be for my book. And then I was just like thinking in my head, like, I'm going to write a book. And then like when I was walking to my technology class, I ended up running into somebody and he was looking at me, peeping at me. And I was like, oh, like, do you write books or something? Like, do you know how to write books, like to get the content started? And then he was saying something like, he was in technology and blah, blah. So I had to go to class. So then I ended up seeing him after. We ended up exchanging numbers. And then he actually didn't end up helping me, but he ended up trying to flirt with me. But anyway, that's besides the point. But he did help me with my math homework. Right. So being close with him too kind of helped my process with my book. Like he was specialized in technology, but I ended up just creating my book myself through Canva. And I put all my content that I wrote in my book or on my phone. And then that's how that started. So it came when I was in English class, basically.
That's lit. Out of English class. I don't know many people who write a book out of English class, so I salute you. And you built it in Canva, which I did see because I did get the digital copy, so I appreciate that. And what inspired you to push this out at a time when COVID was happening? Folks are like trying to scramble to figure out what they were doing. How did you not fall into that depression, right? Like I'm pretty sure you were going through your own obstacles, but what inspired you to keep going and still put this book out?
I'll say what inspired me to keep going was having my faith in God. Like literally, I was like, I cannot even, like, this is the truth. I was like having this day where I was like, I just don't want to be here. Right. I don't want to get emotional.
It's okay. We got towel. We got paper towels. No, we don't. But it's okay.
Okay. It was a day I didn't want to be here, and I listened to this gospel song. Word. It like really kept me.
Got you. I salute you on that because I kid you not. I work with a lot of youth and I know a lot of folks who struggled. And the fact that you still here and that you put this book out here, because the book is good so far. It's good in general, like based off what I'm reading, and I love it. I want to give you your kudos for that.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
So basically, I listened to this song. Yeah. And it just motivated my spirit, and like I ended up going hiking. Like I was like staying to myself, and I ended up just start going back outside, hanging out with people. I ended up going hiking. Right. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start back writing because I wasn't writing for a minute. Like I started in like December 2019, but I stopped for like that period of time, and I got back to doing it, and I finished it. Right. And then during the time it was COVID happening, and I kept seeing like all this stuff on social media. Like I'm active on the social media world. Like I know a lot of people, so I kept hearing every people like going through all these problems, and I'm like, I can feel like I can solve this problem. Like I can help people out because I help myself out. So I was like, I'm gonna help people heal and like give them the tools to overcome those traumas, those stuff that you don't want to really talk about with people and stuff like that. It's like I just want to give them tools. So crazy part is the pandemic. So a lot of people are either not working. So my first thing was when I put my book out, I sold it for very affordable, $10. Right. A lot of people spend that more times on food, everything else. But since a lot of people wasn't working, I did give out free copies in the general my ebook because I didn't have paperback at the time. I gave a lot of free copies out, help people, and that ended up returning back to me with like that gratitude, because like people remember like, hey, you helped me like when I was at my lowest. You know, I had no job, all that, and people was able to buy my book for $10. I feel like that helped a lot. And my book's been out for 2 years now, and it's still selling to this day. Like
that's dope, man. Come on,
still
talk
sell.
About it. Talk about it.
The paperback. So going through a publishing company, here's the thing: you dealing with other variables. It's like when I want my ebook, I was smart about it because I was like, everything, all the funds gonna get straight directly to me. It's all through me. I get to meet my customers, that one-on-one, and just learn about my customers as well. So when I went through the company. It is a timely process. It's like a couple months. I spent like $400, $500 just going through a company.
Sheesh.
And you have to wait for them because it gets sent to each person. Like me, I did everything myself, so I was able to execute. But when it gets sent to this person, the editor, the publisher, all that, the person who creates looks over your layout and stuff like that. So that was the thing with the publishing company. They take their sweet time, and they, it has to go through that process. But it also teaches me something like patience, and that's another thing with I feel like writing. I don't always come every day. Everything comes to me like a snap of a finger. Like every day is 1%. I'm getting better. I'm learning something, or I'm unlearning something as well. So that's another thing I like about going through the process of a book. It helps me grow as a person.
See, no, that's great to hear, because I'm actually I was gonna ask this question, and you're hitting on it. So can you think of a time that you planned something when it comes to your book and it didn't go accordingly? Like, how did you make it work?
I think it was the paperback. That was my biggest thing.
Part.
A lot of people was like, Myka, I want your book in person. And it was like, oh my gosh. I'm waiting for the company. And like when I say I'm pressuring with the company, I'm like, is this company legit? Like I'm calling them every day. Like, did y'all scam me?
Right.
Like I gave y'all all my money up front. Where's the book at? But I had to like be patient. Like, I have to wait that 5 months, 4 months, whatever the months was. Like I have to wait, be consistent. But when I say I was calling them every day, I'm thinking they done took my money. I'm thinking I'm not getting my product. I was stressed. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, uh-oh. So that was a time. Another time, I would say with merch too.
Oh, like, merch, yeah.
My merch was selling out quick. Like I would fulfill, like I ordered beanies, 24 beanies. Boom, that went out quick. And that is called ethereal. Right. And ethereal means too perfect for this world.
Right.
And basically like a pure. So, and then my hoodies and stuff like that, I only order like a short amount, like for modeling and stuff like that. So then that's another thing too. When you have a lot of people that want your merch or they want your product and you can't fulfill it right then and there, you think to yourself like, dang, I just missed out on a customer. But then I get people because I go like, hold on, I got an ebook, and then so it makes stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm. So then what are some things you've experienced that could have worked out in theory but didn't go that way in practice?
Can you like get more clear on that?
Yeah. So like when you like some things that you were like, okay, I'm gonna envision this. I'm gonna put this down. Like, all right, this is this.
I planned something, but it didn't plan out.
Yeah. And like your theory as far as like, okay, I'm gonna do this and we're gonna execute it, and then it didn't go that. Like as you're executing it, it's like, all right. That didn't go the way I thought.
Okay, so I'm in that kind of season right now.
Right.
So I was supposed to be a flight attendant. I got the job with did the face-to-face interview, did the video interview, boom. And then it hit me. They like, oh, you got the job. Then it's like, oh, you're not 21. Take your job back. So I was like, oh, they took my job back.
Right.
So how I dealt with that, I was like, it's a time and season for everything. Like I probably still have to learn some more things.
Right.
For my season before I'm ready to be a flight attendant and be traveling the world, and just being kind to myself and knowing that what's for me will be for me and what's not for me won't pass me by.
Got you, man. Thank you for giving us your story and being vulnerable. Thank you for trusting us to be vulnerable. It is okay.
I did not think I was gonna cry. Oh my gosh,
man. Sometimes you have to because like we don't. I don't think a lot of us process what we go through. Right. In life, I know there's times where could you just keep going that you don't really sit down and be like, okay, dang, this was heavy, and I didn't give myself grace enough to process. But give yourself grace, man, because at the end of the day, you produce something that gave impact in the most positive way, and you deserve all the flowers that you gonna get from that. Okay? Thank you. Now I got to do this to you. I'm sorry. You ready?
What you gotta do?
You ready? I gotta put you in a hot seat, man. So in this segment, we provide in-depth questions to learn more about you as a guest. And normally this would be quick questions, but we're going to get in-depth because we want to get to the point of what people want to know, which is about your book, which is about you. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. What are some strategies to mentally remain full?
Which aspect? Anxiety or depression or both?
Either, like, and I'm biting from the book.
Okay.
So either direction.
What I talk about with anxiety, like inside, it can feel like jittery, right? So I tell people like dance, listen to music, because you gotta like use the opposite to cope with that. Like I feel like that helps me. So every morning I wake up at like 5. I'll turn on my music, Lil Baby. I'll be dancing. I'll be on my TikToks or whatever I be doing, and like that really does help me because so many times I think ahead. I think about longevity, but it's like don't get caught up all in the future. Like be present in your now, appreciate your now. Just be thankful for the people that are around you that are showing you love and express that light and be healing to those around you. So definitely be present.
Sounds like somebody's been also reading The Power of Now. I see you. Okay. So what are some strategies to emotionally remain full?
Emotionally, I would definitely want to release. Like ooh. I am a crybaby. I am not even gonna lie.
She said she a crybaby that like Lil Baby.
Yeah, I'll be crying, but I definitely do feel better when I do get that off because it's like, I'm 20 years old. I do not have to carry the world in my hands. Right. It's okay to let go, release that balloon, and just breathe. Right. And I think another thing to remain emotional is also, I listen to meditation music. I listen to water. It's funny. It's like, I love water. My parents actually met at a beach. And every time I go to the beach, I feel so grounded and relaxed. So definitely, I listen to a lot of meditation music. I writing everything out, whether it's my emotions, whether it's my goals, definitely fills me up.
Got you. What are some strategies for spiritually remaining full?
For me, personally, I pray a lot and I read the word. I feel like when I read the word, I feel connected and aligned. And another way to remain spiritually is those distractions that are trying to get you off your course. Like be mindful of those. Like they're gonna try to tear you down, and they're gonna be the people that you would at least expect. Like it's gonna be people that you love, and it's gonna be people, and those are like pass up that temptation and just like stay on course. Pray when you don't know what to do. Pray.
And what about folks who spiritually don't connect, and there's someone who doesn't believe?
Doesn't believe.
There's someone who they don't believe in spirituality. What do you say to those folks?
I would say to those folks to give it a try, but I definitely do respect other people's belief. That's why I do say recommend like working out. Working out is I feel like a good.
So the physical part. That was actually gonna be the next question too. So you hit on it.
So working out, I feel like it's a great coping mechanism. You can go to your limit, you can go over your limit, and just like works best for your body. And you also all that bent up anger, emotion, sadness. I feel like you're able to get that out. Got you.
And so what are the benefits in purchasing your book?
The benefits purchasing my book? Oh, I love this question. So I thought of it on a business aspect. A book, you can open this forever. If I'm 20 now, when I'm 30, 50, 60, even laying down and I'm so sick, I can still open my book, fulfill it.
Come on now. Talk about
so it was longevity.
How has the process been? How has the process being a student and entrepreneur?
I would definitely say, if I was in somebody else's shoes, I feel like it would be more, I would say hard. And why I would say that's because you like, how do I get this and this and this and that? But for me, I feel like if you know something is do it. Get it done over with, execute. I feel like when you don't execute, you put something to the back burner and be like, oh, I'm thinking about doing it. No, just do it. Get it. If it's right there. Because that's the thing. People is presented with something and they think they got time. Who's to say I got 20 minutes from now? I don't know that. So it's like, I need to get to it right then and there.
Right that. I like that. And you made it through the hot seat. You made it. It wasn't bad. Was it? Did you feel pressure?
No, I didn't feel pressure. I already cried.
It's okay, man. Because now we're going to go ahead and transition to the sauce.
Okay.
get
Because
lost.
Gucci said you lost in your sauce.
You also get lost in the sauce.
So in this segment, it gives us more insight of our guests where we ask, what is your special ingredient for your business? Tell us why nobody can replicate what you do. All right. So, Miss Myka, tell us what makes fulfilling a book nobody can duplicate.
I'll say starting with the author.
Oh, she said starting with the author.
Like,
Talk that talk.
me, myself, Myka, what I bring to the table, I feel like I share a birthday with Kanye West. So you know what he say? I am the table. I literally am the table.
Right.
And the components that I bring, like, I'm not out to just get like my first book, like, I'm not out to get nobody money. I don't like pressure nobody by my book. I don't be like, oh, you not gonna buy my book, you not my friend. Like, no, it's crazy. A lot of people that are in the business, they be like, yeah, none of my friends, they didn't support you, but Myka, everybody that I know be supporting you, like, just off the rip. And I just feel like it's me as a person. I got genuine intention. That's my secret ingredient. That is it.
There it is.
Genuine intention.
Talk about that. That's secret
I don't
ingredient.
got no malicious intentions with nobody. I'm not like really out to get nobody. And like I said, my main goal was never I'm out to get people's money. It was always I really genuinely want to help somebody overcome, because like I've been there. Like everybody, like as people like was so surprised when I would say that, like, yeah, I've been sad, didn't want to hear it. They would be like, Myka, like, this is coming from you, like, it's crazy, like, but it's like, don't look at somebody's image by what they wear, by what they got going on, how successful they are, how smart they are. Everybody is faced with that dark hour,
right?
And it's like I overcame that, and I want to help other people overcome that as well. So it's definitely just like helping people heal. So genuine intentions is my ingredient, because a lot of people not genuine about what they do. They always like, what can I get out of it? I've gave to people, and I don't be like, I'm not like, I've gave to people and never had in my mind like, oh, they better give me something back. Oh, I did this for them. They better come through for me. Like, no, I don't think like that.
That's dope, man. Come on, man. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. We need more people like that who genuinely just want to give, because unfortunately we're naturally selfish people, but that we do selfless things, right? And it's better when you give, when you continue to give, when you have the opportunity to give, make sure you give someone else the opportunity, because many more blessings are going to come back to you. It's always a benefit on both ends, but never come into the intention just to get something out of it. Like, do it from the genuine love and heart. So I salute you on that. And because of that, we're going to transition into our last segment. And as we do that, I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for coming on to the podcast, being vulnerable and trusting us in this process, because we are going into the happy hour, ladies and gentlemen, and we have a gift for you. On behalf of the Business Information Buffet Podcast, also known as the BIT Podcast, where everybody eats, this is for you.
Thank you.
No
and
problem.
I appreciate everybody, like, their time and having me here.
Of course, man, because now we're going to give a toast, between the host and the ghost, the host and the guest, where we asking, like, what's going on great for you? So what is something that's worth celebrating? We're going to take a sip of our apple cider.
Okay, what's something that's great celebrated?
Yes.
Seeing another day.
Here being another day. We're going to go ahead and toast to that. Many blessings to you. Blessings to another day. Yes, indeed. So, Miss Myka, drop all your social handles. Tell them where they can find you, all that.
Okay. Instagram is _Mykers, MYKERS. You can find my book Fulfilling on Amazon. You can also purchase it on Barnes & Noble. You can get ebook or you can get paperback as well. And then if you are interested in my merch, I have ethereal and I have hoodies and beanies, and hats. You can direct message me on Instagram and I will order a pre-order for you.
Cool. So thank you so much for being on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Business Information Buffet Podcast, also known as the BIT Podcast, where everybody eats. I am your host, Sean Tory, with our DJ Icebreak.
DJ Icebreak.
And we're out of here. We'll see you next time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Peace.